San Antonio and lay pipelines, because see, San Antonio is going to be out of water in a year. Dallas is going to be dried up in a year or two. Corpus Christi is going to be dried up. And the scary part was this DVD doesn't show the part about Houston and where they're buying up property around Lake Houston.
No.
Oh, it's on my other one. Okay, my other one. Okay. The other DVD I'm going to show you, it was done this year also, is by CNBC. It's called Liquid Assets. And Pepsi-Cola and Coca-Cola and Nestle are buying up land around Lake Houston. They have last year. And it shows the real estate they bought. And they're paving the roads, and they're putting in asphalt, and they're leaving the trees up, and they're backing the trucks down those roads, and they're throwing those pumps out in the water. They don't have to put a well in. All they got to do is submerge their pipe, their flexible pipe on the back of their truck in the water, and they're sucking out the water at 3 cents a gallon, and they're marking it up 1,900%.
Why do you say 3 cents a gallon?
That's what they equate it cost them with the truck going there.
The truck.
Yeah, there is no tax. See, it's all these weird laws that were written back in the 1800s. You know, the water basically is whoever has the biggest pump can pump the most water. It's crazy. It was back, you
They're
know.
not paying for the water.
They're not
What's the
paying.
cost about
Just
They're
the
not
cost
paying
of their
taxes.
operation.
Not paying any taxes.
Where is it they're taking that water from?
Lake Houston.
Lake Houston.
Now here's what. Let's go back to Lake Mead for a moment. Lake Mead, as California knows, out of water. Nevada's out of water. Their water comes from Lake Mead by pipe. So and we're 15 feet below level now, and I got pictures I will show you of boats sitting out there with piers, and there's no water. I mean, it's just ground. So then we talk about the prophecies in the not only in the Christian world but also in Buddhism and other religions that have been predicting the droughts that are coming, and then of course the scientific world has backed it up. These droughts have already started coming, and they're going to, within the next 5 years, it's going to be really bad. Now, you saw in here about Atlanta had the biggest drought in the history of Atlanta 2 years ago, and while everybody was told they couldn't water their grass or wash their clothes or drink the water and all that, Coca-Cola was sucking so many thousands of gallons of water a day, even during the mandatory don't use water. That's crazy. There is no way that Coca-Cola should have been shut down for that period of time, had some kind of moratorium and not been allowed to do that. And so, so what's going to happen now is that it gets worse, okay? The largest body of water in the world is Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan has enough water to cover the whole surface of the United States 10 feet deep in water. That's how much water it is. It's you know, there was a word called quadrillions, but it's quadrillion gallons of water is what is in that body of water. Well, right now, I'm going to give you a DVD next week. It's done by helicopter where it shows that the tributaries that feed Lake Michigan are drying up. And so what's happening is what's scary. We're talking about China. China is taking our water. They built the biggest electrical plant in the world 2 years ago in China and used up all their aquifers, were emptied out. It takes water to make electricity. Theirs are empty. They're taking our water from the United States to China on bladders. These bladders are 500 feet long. They float on top of the ocean, and one ship can pull 5 bladders. And they're taking the water to China. I have all the documents, all the documentaries to show, the pictures and everything to show you. And they're releasing that water back into their aquifers. Our pristine champagne water is going to China, and we're going to end up with toilet water. Now, you know why I say toilet water? And don't you find it kind of ironic that January the 1st of this year, Texas and Houston now is on groundwater. They're not going to use pumps under the ground in the aquifers anymore. What do you think groundwater is? You think that's all water that came from the sky when it rained? It's also poop water and urine water that's been sewage water that's recycled. It's not the same thing. So what's going to happen is that China, this is the real scary thing, the largest plant in the world, in the United States, is in Corpus Christi. You saw it here. But the largest manufacturer in the world of PET bottles is China. Most of the bottles that we use in this country are from China. And so what's happening is China has a long-range plan to basically poison the babies and the mothers and the fathers by affecting their reproductive glands. They are putting lithium, along with the other things that you saw that are in the plastic, which has already made it to the, United States, because they've already, another DVD I'm going to give you, they've already tested the plastic, and the lithium is already in now. It wasn't in there a year ago. They've added lithium because when the lithium leaches to the water, and then the water is consumed by a woman, it affects a man's testosterone, and it affects the woman's estrogen.
It's just, yeah,
Estrogen. And what it does, it makes men docile, and it's going to make the United States a docile population that won't fight. And it's going to, they're trying to muscle us. And so, I'll be honest with you, when I saw the program on TV the other day where, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, I've never been an advocate of Donald Trump, but he's thinking about running for president. And you know what he said he would do? And what he said he would do is what I would do to China. You don't cow down to them and kiss their foot like we're doing. You know, they need us more than we need them because their whole economy is based on us. All of the things that we're buying are being made in China. If we quit buying stuff and put a big tax on their stuff, their economy would go under overnight. So and then of course the scary part is, you know, we owe them trillions of dollars for our national debt. All of the Federal Reserves that we have in this country, guess what? There's no gold in them. You see all this protection, you know, fences, tanks, missiles, and all this stuff that protects our gold. But guess what? There is no gold. There hasn't been any gold since 1971. I'm not saying you can't find a few bars laying around. But, you know, we've been printing paper money, monopoly money now since 1971. So things are, you know, that famous thing that Mark Twain said, you know, whiskey is for sipping and water's for fighting. We've got to remember, all the wars that were fought for the last 2,000 years weren't over oil. They were over water. And water is the next kingdom of the 21st century. And so this is the reason why I spent so much time in getting my filtration system completed, which I haven't even shown you. I'm going to show you later. We have now added 2 more. The filter I put in, the filtration system I put in, Carol, can you show it to them? It's in your phone. I installed at the dentist office, dentist house down here in Northgate, has our new 7-filter system. It takes out radiation, it takes out fluoride, it takes out the 46 contaminants, including benzene that are in here. There is no place in Houston where you can go and get water that's more pure than right here in this office, right here. Nobody has it. There's no place you can go. So I don't care what you're drinking, ultimately, whether it be ionized water or bad water or whatever, that water right there, unprocessed, is better than any water in Houston. Now, when we go on the Deborah Duncan show and we launch our water that we're giving it away, this is the reason why we expect to have so many hundreds of people that will be coming here for our free water, you know, because we're not going to charge for our water. We're going to try to help people. And now, that was kind of getting, you know, sidetracked. But does anybody have any questions about what they saw tonight or about anything that we've talked about so far?
About this machine over here, Carol, what do you want to tell me about it? If you got a rash on the bottom thing, it'll take it away just wiping the water on you, or how's that work?
I know you put it into a spray. We can show you how to do it. You take a spray bottle. I just brought one. You take a spray bottle with a, you know, like a 99-cent store.
Plastic or she said not to put it in plastic.
Well, it leaches the plastic. We prefer a glass or stainless steel. Green Tree has a stainless steel, but you can get them at the dollar store. But you're going to have a plastic spray applicator because you can't get anything but plastic. But at least it's not soaking in it. But anyway, you spray this on your skin, and it will do the most amazing things for cuts and rashes and things of that nature.
A lot of people get this winter. I have the winter rash, and I get that every winter.
Because it's systemic. It's systemic. It will flat kill it. Now, unfortunately, the water that we give away for free, we do, but we have to charge a few dollars for the acid water if somebody wants a quart or whatever, because it costs us $3 to produce about 2 gallons of it, because we have to put a special product in the machine to create the 2.5. 2.5 pH, the acid water comes out of that. I have a chart. It kills every known bacteria known to man, including the AIDS virus, before it becomes full HIV. It kills it in about between 2 and 5 seconds.
Drinking it or spraying it?
No, spraying it or submerging it. Like if you take a chicken that's got salmonella on it or just anything, you just take and put a little on there, it's dead. It's dead. They use them in a lot of the restaurants in Japan now for their shellfish and stuff, and they use it in the hospitals, and I've got DVDs. If you know of anybody that has diabetes, that has a wound that won't heal, you need to get them in touch with us, because they will eventually want to amputate that finger or foot or whatever it is. And this water will actually close the wound. I mean, if you
When
can
they
get
bring a glass bottle next week.
it takes about 6 weeks to make an open wound grow over and heal. It really does. Now, let's take a few minutes and talk about, well, one thing, you know, my wife and I, it's not a big secret, but you know, we are putting in a contract tomorrow on a piece of property. We don't know whether we're going to get it or not. It's kind of like, I don't know, but you know, we stumbled across a piece of property that 6 months ago or whatever that has over $2 million of infrastructure on it. It was going to be a water bottling plant, and the husband's a long story, but he divorced his wife and took her money and left her with the property, and you know, and they never opened it. So this particular property is on one of the biggest aquifers in this part of the